Most underrated Superman scene of all time. 2006, Superman Returns, Brandon Routh, directed by Bryan Singer. Here we go. Plane is falling. Let's go catch it. Oh yeah. I mean, the flying looks great. The music is also great. It's so good. Snap. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Right through it. Come on. Oh, it's so cool. And then just casually a baseball game going on. Imagine seeing that. Yes. Maybe the greatest Superman save scene. And then he gets the applause from the fans. I mean, he's just in the right place. Iconic line incoming.
Well, I hope this experience hasn't put any of you off flying. Statistically speaking, it's still the safest way to travel.
Oh, so good. He's so corny. I love it. Iconic. Iconic.
Hello, and welcome to another night celebrating Superman's, I guess, reboot for the new movie that came out technically last Tuesday, and but officially Thursday. And yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, it's another night where I am donezo. Took a nap. Sometimes a nap is a double-edged curse. Like, it helps you from falling asleep in the lives, but your body's saying go back to sleep. But we're not going to do a long presentation. We're just pretty much going to say a couple of things and we're going to get into it because it's another 2.5-hour movie, if I'm not mistaken. So before we start the live, though, I want to give a shout out to Jinx, who provided the intro. Follow them on TikTok. Great content if you're into superhero or just pop culture in general. You can tell he's ready for the Fantastic Four. I see that post in the background. Thanks, Jinx, for providing your TikTok intro for us. And I do agree. That was one thing I noticed about Superman Returns in yesterday's watch party was the flying. It was such a huge improvement from the original Superman movies. And remember, Superman Returns is the first Superman movie after the Christopher Reeves. The last Christopher Reeve came out in 1987. And then I believe Superman Returns came out in 2006. So we're talking close to 20 years before they rebooted the Superman. So you got to give them their props. The flying was so fly. It was definitely on point. And I actually liked the movie. I was expecting the worst because the freaking feedback was kind of like, ugh. And I was surprised on the outcome of the movie. Like I said, I like the flying. It wasn't as good as the Superman that came out just now. But I'm glad I purchased it for what it's worth. It's something I could see myself watching again. So if you want to see or hear my thoughts for that watch party, that's yesterday's watch party. I want to give a shout out to Christian Fandom Geek. So yesterday I did a live. I believe it started at 1:30 in the morning and it ends almost at 4:30 in the morning. A couple of people from England jumped up in the chat, and the Christian Fandom Geek was one of them. And I actually saw his live later on this morning. And so shout out to him. He does his content from a Christian perspective, which I think is completely awesome. So definitely check him out if you want to connect with more Christian geeks like me. and him. All right. Next, our fun find is short, but I thought it was kind of cute to highlight. This is a menu from the Alamo movie theater. I'm not sure if it was the one in Brooklyn exclusively or just Alamo in general. They actually had a Superman menu. I actually found this on eBay. They had their own drinks, pizzas, chicken wraps. I am surprised. And let's not forget the cheesecake, the kryptonite cheesecake. I don't think Superman would be taking a bite into that, but I am surprised they didn't do more of a hamburger fry salad type of thing, because I believe in Superman, was it Superman 2? I believe he had a burger, fries, and salad. So when I get my new popcorn bucket, we're going to celebrate with having a Superman inspired dinner. I literally got me a vegan burger and some fries, put it in the freezer, and I'm just waiting for my bucket to erupt so I could plate it up. But yeah, I love to do theme night dinners. So it's never boring day here at all. Everything has a theme, there's a reason. I think I get that from my mom. She always used to make our days super bright, and festive and special. So today there's several ways to stream it. If you have HBO Max, now that it's back to its name, you could stream it there with your subscription service, or you can rent it from places like Roku, Amazon Prime, or Prime TV. I actually purchased mine because at least the week that we did this Superman week, all the movies were on sale. So I was like, I might as well buy them, keep them. I think it was $1 more to own it. So I think one or two I had to pay $7, but that's okay. Overall, it was worth the investment. And so you're going to watch this on a separate device. Let me just get everything set up. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Where's our media setup? Here we go. There we go. You're going to watch on a separate device. I just got to get the stopwatch added, and we are good to go. I always forget to do the stopwatch in advance, but it's all good. These are not real problems as long as it gets up. Where is it? 1 second. There seems to be a problem with the stopwatch. Let me just reboot it. Reboot it. Stopwatch. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. So I just love technology when it wants to act fussy. Please stop being fussy. There we go. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Everything's officially started. You're going to watch on a separate device. I actually purchased this one from Apple. Must have been a while back. I'm notorious for buying movies and never watching them. I also discovered I had Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad. I was thinking about doing a James Gunn movie marathon, but honestly, I don't think the time frame is there. I'm still training my new person, which means I only get 1 day a week instead of 2. So if I could figure out how to do a marathon plus get ready for Fantastic Four, but I might have to put a pause into that. Or maybe with a small M, we could do the James Gunn marathon in August. I just found out my vacation got pushed back. So maybe make the best of it, because if I'm not on vacation, might as well make some content. So I mean, I will be on vacation, but it's not as long as I thought it was going to be. So we'll see if we do the James Gunn marathon. More likely in August. Like I said, it's been a weird year with everything coming out at once and not being able to marinate on it. Hey, Bruce, I am doing okay, a little on the sleepy side, but I'm very well. Um, thank God I'm back to normal health-wise. I'm just a little tired because I've been at work now, was it 13 days in a row? And tomorrow will be 14 days in a row. Then I finally get a day off. But at least today was a half a day. The only downfall is I did miss our online meeting because I was running errands. And oh my gosh, the only downfall of running errands, I think I was running errands around, I want to say 3 o'clock. And so I'm like, it shouldn't take long to get some food, right? I live very close to the supermarket. No, the lines were so freaking long. So long. And then I had to pick up stuff for my Fantastic Four cosplay. The line was longer than heck. And then the lady's like, oh, not all your packages are here. So the good news is the main part of my cosplay is here, but I'm still missing 2 parts of it. And so these are not real problems, but it made me miss the meeting. And then it's like I was going to jump in late, but it never fails when you come into a late Zoom meeting. They're just like, oh, glad you joined us. And I'm like, bro, if I'm late for a reason, but I get it. It's like real life. If you're late, it's just like rude. So I just saw what they call it, the summary of the meeting, even though I have a gazillion questions. It's like, I hate missing meetings because I feel like it's just so much better. If you have any questions or whatever, you could ask whoever's hosting. But the point is, it's been a crazy day. And then right after that, I just went to sleep. I was just like, that's one thing. We don't get enough sleep, you get that weird headache. But I'm absolutely fine. I just need to get some sleep. So how are you doing, by the way? How's everything going on with you, Bruce? I honestly hope everything is well for you too. So yeah, hopefully I don't fall asleep. It's kind of like yesterday. I had like this really low energy and I was afraid I was going to go to sleep, and surprisingly I didn't, but I'm still tired. So we'll see how this plays out. Oh, okay. Hope that gets upgraded to great, fantastic, or something later on. But I get it. This year has been interesting. I think I always say I'm okay. Thank you. I got my shirt from Five Below for $5.55. I think it was like, there wasn't that many. So I was like, dang. The Superman merch has been very hard to get at a discount. I did find a blue classic, iconic as shirt from Amazon. I chose not to get it because I was just like, nah. Maybe when I get to my goal weight, I'll pick that up. But it's so hard to buy clothes when you're still transitioning to a smaller size. So I don't mind if it's $5, Plus, like most of my Five Below stuff becomes my gym clothes. So thank you. I love fashion. Tomorrow I hope to highlight my outfit, my cosplay inspired type outfit for Superman when I saw it at the fan event. And what made the outfit cool, some people knew what I was and others just thought it was a cool outfit. So I said, I want to show it. I think almost 90% came from Amazon and it was super affordable. Like my cape was like $12. And you could also use it for a nice evening out with your special friend or your spouse. So I always now I try to dual purpose my cosplays as opposed to just have like a real cosplay. It gets expensive, plus it takes a lot of space up. So I don't want to be a minimalist. I don't think that's who I am, but I want to be more mindful about what I bring into my space so things are more streamlined. So, and on a happy note, I don't know if you guys remember, I was trying to get a certain popcorn bucket. I could disclose what it is now because I got it. But I was looking for the Alamo popcorn bucket that looks a lot like this cup. And oops, let me just hold on. Let me just see if I can swap this out. Is it? Here we go. It looks a lot like this cup. And I didn't get it initially because I was like, oh my gosh, it's plastic. You guys know how I feel about plastic. But it turned out it's plastic on the outside and metal on the inside. And I really think it would fit my whole apartment aesthetic a little bit better. So I don't know what to do with the popcorn bucket behind me. They sold it to me damaged, and I'm not sure if I can get a refund or exchange. I don't know how this works when these things happen. But maybe like later on this week or like a Thursday or something, I'll go down there and see what my options are. Cause if they won't take it back, I'll just sell it damaged. These are not real problems, but I'm one of those people like, I paid I think like $60 for the Alamo one. The original price was $25. That's the only downfall. If you don't get a popcorn bucket in a launch, you take the risk that it's not going to be around in a few days. So Alamo's in Brooklyn, even though I go to the one in the county near Yonkers, I should have just went to the Alamo in Brooklyn, copped that real quick, and then just came back home. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. Cost me an extra $30 that I really didn't have. But either I'll get a refund on the one in the background, or maybe sell it to balance things out. But I love popcorn buckets, and I can't wait to reveal the popcorn project and where everything's going to be and displayed. It's going to be fun. It's going to be an extension of the apartment. It's funny. I only have one quote unquote one quote unquote normal room, which is my master room. Everywhere else, it looks like a toy box exploded everywhere. But I never envisioned my apartment to be so whimsical. But it kind of became that way. Like people just kept giving me gifts. Hold on, let me see if I could turn this off real quick. 1 second. Where is it? Where is it? So this right here, the Hawk Girl comic, I got this from my coworker's husband. And I thanked her yesterday. I said, thank you so much for the Hawk Girl comic. Turned out she's in the Superman movie. Because I remember my collection before I saw Superman, and I left this out. So I owned 3 things before I saw the Superman movie. Now I own like multiple popcorn buckets, multiple cups. I own multiple T-shirts. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. The fandom is still divided. Some people like the Man of Steel better than this one. And so that's why I put in the title, Man of Steel Watch Party. Is this still the best Superman movie? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But I'm so excited because I noticed it's like what they call them, the Snyder fans versus the James Gunn fans. Who knows? But I'm going in it with an open mind. Like I said, I was surprised I like Superman Returns, and everybody was like, it's okay, or it sucks, or whatever. I said I liked it. So you never know. You never know with me what I may and may not like. So now we're going to get ready for the watch party. You're going to watch on a separate device of your choice. I think I have a gift card to get an Apple TV for free. So once I get the office in order, I think I'm going to set up my TV so I could watch on I have a 32-inch TV next to me that just sits here. And I'm like, if I can find a way to set it up a little bit different, even though like the iPad's actually enough, but if you have Apple TV, your AirPods are compatible with it. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I definitely want to redo this office. Probably next year. The office is like, I've had these things up since I started YouTube. A lot of this stuff been here for like 16 years. And I think it's time to start to change the space. It's it's time. I mean, the stuff that you guys see is new, but the overall office been the same. It's from my college years, so I think I want to make it more comic book inspired. For this, I mean, most of the house is now comic book inspired, and it's mainly because all my friends just keep giving me Superman or Wolverine or whatever. Most of my gifts are superhero type of gifts, and I want to honor those gifts by hanging them up. So that's how my house became what it is. Everyone keeps giving me awesome gifts like this. I'm like, yeah, my boyfriend's never seemed to have a problem with it. So I was like, oh, it works out. Most men I date seem to really love being here. So I guess they feel like, oh, I don't have to change because I'm in a serious relationship. Which I think, I mean, we always change when we date different people, but I'm lucky. I seem to attract a certain kind of person, someone that enjoys my childlike energy. And so, because I don't know, I don't like to change myself for people. I want you to accept me for who I am. I don't mind like maybe improving in some of my flawed errors, but I'm talking about like I never want my inner child to die. I always want her to be. I always wanted her to be part of me because it gets me to a lot of dark stuff to always see like the optimism and stuff. I think that's kind of like why I like the new Superman movie. But I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the live because you know me, I could chat forever, and I'm not really saying much right now. All right. We are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's press play. Ooh, there's extras in here. We're not going to play the extras, but I'll play the extras off camera. I will play the extras off camera. So this is my first time seeing this. Have you guys seen Man of Steel? Is this a rewatch or is this a first time? I'm going to turn up the light above me. It's a little dark and hold on. No, it's not helping. It's a little dark. So the credits are completely different from the first 5 Superman movies. Oh God, hold on. There's captions on here. Off. Hey, Eric. Good evening. I'm having a wonderful evening now that I'm slowly waking back up. You know me in these long naps. Oh, what the? What the? Oh, I forgot to change what we are watching. Is this supposed to be? Wait, what the hell? What are these space dinosaurs? Am I in the right movie? So, out of all the Superman movies you've seen so far, what's your favorite? The first one, 1978. But the new one in the movie theater, second. We only have. Well, I did see Batman versus Superman, so that's definitely not going to be a top 3. And this one here, Man of Steel, is my first time seeing this. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is this? Mad Max meets freaking Superman? What the hell? With Jurassic Park? Wow. Some people were criticizing the new Superman movie for not having an origin story, but I'm just like looking at this one. I'm like, no, I'm glad he skipped the origin story. It's aight. This definitely has a darker, I call it HBO tone, which is definitely not a bad thing. It actually looks really cinematic. But this is not the Superman I saw last week. This is gritty. This is giving me like that Batman. I'm Batman. Grittiness. You know, it's crazy. Like, one of the concerns, if as much as I love the new Superman, I wonder what James Gunn's Batman's gonna look like. Or is he gonna get a whole different director? As excited as I am for DC in this reboot, I also wonder how the future projects are gonna be. Eric, what's your about to say? I love the 70. I heard a lot about buzz about the new one. What's your favorite of the Superman? I mean, of course, the new one you can't pick because you didn't see it yet. But of the 7, what's your favorite Superman? That is so funny with these space dinosaurs. I am weak, bruh. It must have cost him like a mini fortune for this. I just realized I think I forgot to feed the dog. Guys, give me 1 second. I don't remember taking her food out the oven. Does anybody else cook for their dog? My dog is so freaking spoiled. Right? It just hits. I mean, is it a little outdated? Sure, but I love that one. Kind of reminds me of original Star Wars. Like, yeah, they're old movies and they're flawed because of some of the limitations of their time, but it just hits really well. All right, let me check on the dog's food. I don't think I took her food out the oven. I'm back. Always got to turn off the camera because I never have bottoms on. And then I just bought some shorts from Five Below, and I'm just like, no, it's too hot. It's too hot. Oh, I hope I'm yawning because I'm just waking up as opposed to me being tired. This movie's long too. I noticed the newer Supermans are longer, with the exception of the latest. The latest one is like, I think, under 2 hours. Let me see the runtime for the new Superman. Runtime for Superman. I think we called it Superman Legacy since that was its original name. Okay, 2 hours and 10 minutes. The trailers are a hot mess though. I remember we got out the theater around 8:35, and we got there like it started at 6. I was like, y'all had 35 minutes in trailers? No, actually 30 minutes in trailers. It was a mess. Graphics, this is impressive, but it's wow. I wonder if they'll ever have like a series or a movie of Superman's planet before it got all messed up. Right? I was like, what? The new one, the new Superman, even though it was a little over 2 hours, it went really fast. It was one of the few times I only pulled my phone out once because I got a company alert about the new hire, so I had to like answer something real quick. But otherwise than that, I actually put my phone down. I actually paid attention. And then now I'm going to see it in 4DX. So I'm super excited. The only downfall with 4DX though, you better eat your food during the trailers. Once those seats get moving, your drinks are going everywhere. I low key want to sneak in this cup though. It's like, but eat your food. And them, that's where them long previews come in handy when you're doing 4DX. Whew. No, I'm official. I'm tired. I thought I was because I was coming out of a sleep. Dang, I hope I don't fall asleep. We still have 2 hours and 12 minutes left. Lord. Why do they keep showing these little kids wee-wees? Isn't that weird? Right? But only downfall is sometimes I'll get to the movie theater late because you're coming out of work. But I already decided I'm probably just going to take a train down there as opposed to walking, because New York is very, very walkable. If you were, I work in Midtown, so I could walk to almost anything, but then like the walks be like 20, 30, 40 minutes. And I'm like, no, you better get on this train and stop being cheap. Like, I definitely don't think I have any merch to buy. I brought everything already. I just need to. This one, man, is still terrible. Oh no, don't mess it up. I haven't seen it yet. How you doing, by the way? Good evening or morning. Oh, Man is Still is great. The one, I guess you're talking about the one that just came out this year. Is terrible. Well, that's the discourse amongst the community. It's Man is Still versus. We're going to call the new ones Superman Legacy since that was the original name. And then I guess today I get to find out what is my favorite between Man of Steel and so we'll see. We'll see. Or it might be a tie. But tone-wise, this is very different. This is giving me like dark, gritty Gotham type of actually this is probably one of the darkest, grittiest Supermans I've ever seen. I surprisingly love the film. I loved it. It was giving me like I don't know, something about it just worked for me. Really? Can't wait to see this then. One thing I decided not to do is to put the originals against. I feel like I'd rather have the battle amongst the new Supermans being Superman Returns, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, and of course Superman Legacy. I feel like the original Superman from Christopher Reeves is the blueprint of what evolved now. So I don't want to take that away from him, but definitely not being a jerk. Listen, I was just watching Josh from the Den of Nerds almost 5-hour live today. I had to see the parts. A lot of people don't like the new one. A lot of people, and I'll be honest, the numbers reflect it. Did James Gunn's numbers come out good? Sure. But not for nothing, Man of Steel numbers came out stronger. So sometimes you got to go by the numbers at the end of the day. A lot could happen between now and then, but because Fantastic Four is coming out literally in about a week and a half, I feel like it's going to drop those numbers drastically in about a week. So, yeah. So, I don't know. They are fudging the numbers big time, and the casual fans don't realize it. They just read the headlines. Well, I think that was one of the things that Josh from the Den of Nerds was arguing, is that there is some form of manipulation with the numbers. So, I'll be honest, it's definitely not a flop. And I know the screen that we saw, granted we went to the fan event, lots of love for the movie. I didn't even realize people love Superman to that extent. And it was just like one of the most diverse groups of people I've seen for a superhero movie ever. So, granted, I haven't gone to every hero movie, in New York, but I've gone to a lot because my best friend used to work in the industry, so we used to see everything for free. I've seen a lot, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think one of the biggest arguments is some of the people don't like the humorous tone of the new one. I personally like it, but whatever happened in this Superman, a lot of people resonated more with this one than the new one. And so the action in this movie makes you feel more powerful. Yeah. Well, in the new one, you see how vulnerable Superman is, but I'll be honest, there's a relatable quality about it. Every superhero does have a weak point, and Lex Luthor found it. If you guys want to join this live, we could definitely. I know, actually, I'm gonna have two people up here, me and one person. Why is Man is still the best movie? The new one, but I don't want to be too negative. If you like it, no. If you don't like it, it's okay. Honestly, it's okay. I'm telling you, that is the biggest that's the biggest conflict in the community is some people love this and think this one's the best, and some people love the legacy or the new one and think that's the best. But I honestly think it's two different audiences. I feel like, well, I haven't seen this one to really talk on it, but I feel like the new one has such a positive message and it's just different. It's just really different. The casting of Superman's really good. The cast in general is really good. So it's like super teen or super well yesterday in our I don't have the hold on, let me see if I can find yesterday's presentation. But somebody was calling the Superman Legacy Smallville season 11. And I think that's why I probably like the new Superman, because I love Smallville. Oh, I'm glad you like Superman Returns too, because I got the impression it sucked. And then when I saw it yesterday, I said I actually like it. And I definitely loved 1 and 2, Superman Returns. So we definitely agree for sure. I did not care for 3 at all. 4 was okay, but it felt weird. It felt like there was some weird tension behind the scenes with the cast. And it was short and just weird. I can tell you right now, I don't remember liking Superman versus Batman, but I'll see it again for a refresher. I don't think I liked it. So all this is the backstory of how they got Superman out of here. Talking about a different angle of the origin story of Superman. So, no, if you hate it, you hate it. Like, it's okay. The Gordon Fisherman. Any fan that is unaware of the Superman 2 fan edits needs to go grab some Superman 2 fan edits. Fan edit is when a fan fixes a movie, usually by adding and deleting scenes and deleting bad ones, etc. I heard there's a edit of Superman 3 and 4 mixed together, and it turned out to be really good. Superman 2 is my favorite, but I never watched my Blu-ray again as some excellent fan edits made it obsolete. You know what I love about the new one too? Again, I haven't seen this, so I can't really speak on it, but I love the villains. Like, I love Lex Luthor. I wanted to like go on the screen and beat the fire out of him. He was just so annoyingly evil. I don't oh. Okay. Shirtless Superman, I ain't mad. Damn. It's the shirtless scenes for me. Holy. Wow. All right. I can see why there's some division here. And we only into like the first 22 minutes. Mm. Superman Redeemed is Superman 2 plus Superman 4. Check that out if anybody wants to reach out to me. I'll give you a link. Oh, cool. Superman Redeemed is the name of the fan edit that combines. Yes, I heard about this. Maybe I'll make it a bonus watch. Like this Superman week, which is now Superman weeks, was supposed to end with Christopher Reeve's documentary, but maybe we could do one more if I canceled the James Gunn watch party. Or postpone. I'm sure I'll do it. If this one was so, I wonder if this particular Superman was so successful, and it was, I believe it made 700 billion box office numbers. I wonder why they pivot to something. Oh. I actually, that sounds so cool. I'll definitely look into it for sure. Like, because we could do it after. We could watch that Wednesday. And then we could end Superman week with Christopher Reeve's documentary. Oh. Just looking how this is shot and how it's showing the obstacles that Superman faced even as a child being different. I kind of wish, just only being 25 minutes in, that it had some of the elements of this and then some of the elements of that. The new Superman is definitely more comic, like almost like the CW, like in an upgraded kind of way. This is, wow, very cinematic looking. So here's my question, Integrity. Which Superman do you think is the better Superman? Is it Henry or David? I know my answer, but I forget about the overall movie. I'm talking about like casting. Which Superman would you have chosen? Oh. And all the Supermans we've ever seen, I've never seen a Superman like this. I can't. I can't with y'all. Oh, wow. I dislike David. I thought he was okay in the moment, but way too many, frankly, beta moments with him. Too much crying and whining. Lewis called, okay, pouting. Got you. Henry all day. I don't know. I love David. But I could just tell though from almost 30 minutes being in, I could see why there's division in the community because this is oh my god. Hold on. Oh snap. Hmm. I can't. It's I remember in my review, good night, hon. See you. Hopefully, I, I'll see you for tomorrow's live. But I think Wednesday is supposed to be my double live on my other channel. So hopefully, I'll be much earlier for Wednesday live, so we could cover everything. Huh. I would have to see another James Gunn movie to see where this is going. So I don't know. But I'm being honest, I'm so surprised they abandoned Henry seeing what I'm seeing now. It's interesting. I remember the whole recasting and the drama behind that, and it was interesting. I'm new here, so new Superman, I'm coming across. No, don't worry about it. Are you kidding me? I have a whole different channel and things get a lot more heated than that. So I have no issue at all. Like I'm not here to look for people to agree with me. Um, if that's the whole point of this, just get other people's perspectives, you know? For sure. Like, no, I don't care. I honestly don't care. I mean, that's one thing about being part of this community. Like, I'm very aware of what causes like division. Or I remember in the Star Wars community, it was the Andor fans against the non-Andor fans. And Superman, it's Man of Steel versus the new Superman. It's always going to be something, and it's fine. And I think as long as we listen to each other's thoughts, it's not about changing people's mind, but just being open to their perspective. Ah, Henley was a good actor, but was ruined by the script. They want a Marvel DC crossover film that they're working towards. That's why they got a Marvel director for Justice League, and again a Marvel director for Superman Legacy. Notice the new Superman feels like it does, and I think maybe that's why I resonated with that more because I'm a big Marvel fan. So that might be where my bias is. Huge, huge Marvel fan. Initially, we were doing Marvel movies every week, but everybody was complaining about the commercials because I have the ads here. But I actually own my DC movies because I don't have HBO, so that's why this is commercial free. It might also be about, like, the messaging, it's like maybe because we're in a darker energy, people are looking for something lighter, something more hopeful. Um, I don't know. But the numbers will speak because I said even with Fantastic Four coming out, if something's really, really strong, it's gonna still perform even if it has competition. Look at Barbie and Oppenheimer. They both made phenomenal numbers, and they came out pretty much the same weekend. The narrative around Zack and his universe was total nonsense. People can like whatever they like, that's fine, but the studio put on a lot of BS, taking points people swallowed whole. I'm sure, knowing how successful this movie is, and of course, if I remember the whole drama with this Superman, he was supposed to be part of the new reboot, and then he wasn't. So there's clearly stuff going on that we're not aware of. Oh, so this is interesting. This Superman doesn't work for the Daily Planet, or is that coming down the pipeline? Ho ho. It's because they need to Marvel size DC, and now they have the next step is working towards across the film. You couldn't do it with Zack. Tonally, it wouldn't work. Mm. I know, like on the Den of Nerds, Josh mentioned that he wants James Gunn to not be involved in every film. They feel like his tone will ruin some of the heroes, specifically Batman. I honestly do agree with that, because we've had much darker Batmans recently that honestly would complement some of the tone in this movie. But it's interesting they're going the Marvel-ish route, especially with Marvel having a down. They're not doing as well as they used to. Like, a lot of people didn't like Captain America, even though I did. A lot of people didn't. A lot of us did like Thunderbolt, but nobody went to see it. Now we have Fantastic Four. We don't know how that's going to be. Hence, that's why they sabotaged Zack's universe, which really isn't debatable. Well, if one's been paying attention, you know what? I'm surprised though that they did not go more in a. See, so their real competition is The Boys from Amazon Prime, which has a whole different tone altogether. So I don't know. I feel like the superhero genre is being challenged, even though it's lucrative. It's not as lucrative as it used to be, and I honestly think it's because they're trying too hard, especially Marvel, to check all the boxes, making sure there's I call it forced diversity. We were on the Christian Fandom Geek live earlier today, and that's one. I'm like, we're all for diversity, but there's nothing worse than forced diversity. It's just weird, and it does mess things up. Yes, we want everyone to be included, but it also has to make sense. That's a Disney problem in general, so I don't know. Is this Lois? Oh my God, I just realized. Integrity, how did you feel about the dog in Superman Legacy? That was another hot topic. DC abandoned the fans. They enjoy more serious films like The Dark Knight. I don't believe it's a superhero fatigue, but rather they have a large fan base out in the cold. Hate that they hated the dog. I just realized, I'm like, wait a minute. If she doesn't like that movie, I'm sure she can't stand that dog. Or he. That's funny. The dark, honestly, I'm for the darker tone only because I feel like it's more realistic to the real world. Like, could you imagine real? I feel like it's more realistic, a darker tone. That's why I'm surprised they abandoned it. Because I was just like, But I guess they want to go back to the root of a superhero movie, that whole message of hope. What the? That's the right I thought DC was going, and then I guess you're right. The Marvel, I'm right now. It's like I said, it's too hard for me to decide. Like, did they make the right choice? All I can say is I did really, really enjoy the new Superman. Um, but one film is not going to make me go DC's back. I would say DC has a shot for a change, but there's still division in the DC community. So, as you said, they abandon the people that prefer the more realistic approach. So I don't know. So I guess DC challenges what tone works better, and Marvel's challenges make it make sense. I know the last couple Marvel movies. Oh my gosh. And I don't mean that in a good way. This year, Marvel, I'm fine, but the other ones, I used to spend a fortune with every Batman, Superman film. Me and my wife would go every weekend, plus friends, etc. Now, literally, no one I know. I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a DC movie until now. What? Okay. Collectively, we used to drop 1,000 at the theater. Now nothing. Short tunes. I can't. Yeah, I get it. My thumbnail's not AI at all, and I can draw, but what's the sense of me drawing when I could do my own AI with? It's weird. Like, whatever. But I can draw, for the record, and I have drawn in my own stuff. And honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but keep that energy right there. That's weird. Not tonight, but tomorrow. The actual image in the live video. What image? What image are you talking about? AI is. If I drew a picture and did it in my iPad, I swear you wouldn't be tell the difference. You just couldn't. So it's so weird when I was drawing in my early years of YouTube, no one said anything, but now there's AIs. It's not that deep. It's not. But I know for a fact why spend hours doing something when I could do it in seconds. You could put your images in your stuff and generate your own stuff. It's machine learning. It's if you're against it, that's fine, but it's not that deep. Every freaking other YouTuber uses it. There's nothing different. That's weird. I was like, if you don't like AI, that's fine. But I'm like, no one said nothing when I was drawing many years ago. No one. Mm. BT is BVC is a 3-hour movie. If you watch the 2.5-hour version, it's not that. It's not the real movie. It's the butcher version. Make sure it's the okay. Got you. Oh, I think I have the regular one. Hold on. At least for the watch party, I'll use the one that I purchased already. But I'll check the other one off on my own time for sure. Oh, you're saying the 2.5 one is not the real movie. It's the butcher version. All right. Whoops. And when you watch, make sure it's 4 hours long, 2-hour version. Wow. Okay. You really know your DC. I think these are my first DC watch parties. I usually do Marvel and Star Wars. We even did Karate Kid earlier this year because one of my YouTube partner loves Cobra Kai. I got it from Apple years ago. I have this weird habit of buying stuff and just never watching it. Like I'll go on a plane and I'm like, oh, I'll watch it on the plane, and then I end up falling asleep or editing for something. Oh, okay. The special effects on here is so awesome. I would strongly suggest watching the 3-hour version if you can, as a longtime fan, I know that no one that owns the Batman. Let me check out to see if it's on Amazon. I think I have some credit in there. Because I don't remember liking Batman versus Superman, and maybe that's because I watched the version that I own. So let's see. Actually, let me go to Video Prime or Prime Video. Superman versus Batman. All right, they're still on sale. This one's $7.99. So the Superman versus Batman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition is 3 hours and 3 minutes. Is that the one I should be watching? Okay. All right, let me order that one, and then it's not bad. $8. I'm almost sure I have some money in that account. Yes. All right. So yeah, hopefully I could do it tomorrow. I'll try to get home early. Okay. That's the one I'm downloading now. That's it. Hey. DC got a lot of my money for the last 2 weeks. I think that was my issue with DC is overall, it was just all over the place, and it's so funny as a kid, DC was king here, especially because of my brother, and then I was just losing interest, and then the MCU came out around 2008. Well, actually, I was really big on Marvel from X-Men in, I believe, in the 90s, and then MCU came out 2008, and I've pretty much been Marvel down. Like, I remember I did a semi cosplay, I think it was Thursday, of Superman, and this girl was like, "Why do you look like you're dressed like Superman? I'm a Marvel fan." Girl, I didn't ask you. Like, what are you doing? I feel like, are you gonna fight me over this? Hey, this is what we do in New York. When the final film is Zack Snyder's Justice League, that is the 4 hours, but it is an epic superhero movie. The 2 hour cut is a band. Got you. Never got you. All right. So tomorrow's watch party will be another edit I've never seen. All right. Just told me that my Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice is downloaded. Hey. No, not at all. Like, I mean, I'm behind in Marvel, but I'm very behind with DC. Because I think DC not just not being sure what direction they're going. And if I remember right, my best friend had a lot of Marvel connections, and I think that's why, I'm more caught up in Marvel. Now that I have Disney Plus, it doesn't matter, but we're talking back then when you had to buy DVDs or downloads. No. Yes, this is the one I saw that version. I didn't like it. Excited. It's amazing. I'm not sure if this is Lois Lane, but if it is, I am not feeling her as Lois Lane. Oh, she just said her name. I'm weak. Well, that's Lois, y'all. Yeah. I think because I'm so accustomed to Lois in the original Superman, man, I'm like, oh wow. Oh, this Superman's spicy. So far, 78. I'm gonna say Legacy and then Superman 3. Superman 2, I'm sorry. Superman 3 was trash. But Superman. What's your top 3 integrity? It's crazy when I was a little kid though. I love Superman 3, especially evil Superman. But I think that's all I remember from my childhood was this evil part. When I watched it for this series, I was like, what the hell am I watching? Superman film, Superman 2, Donner Cut, 78, and Man of Steel. Like so far, I'm not sold on the Man of Steel. It is so, I mean, and to be fair, all of them are different. Like if you compare Christopher Reeve's Superman compared to Superman Returns compared to this and Legacy, they're all different. But so far, this one's not resonating with me. I kind of wish there were things about this and the new one that merged together would have been the ultimate Superman. I don't know. My soul. The other side, I'm not glad because people have the same idea as me, but I'm glad that they tell the fact. Okay. Oh we. Oh whoa. And I know tomorrow for sure I will be rewatching this. Because I missed a little bit of the beginning, but mm, mm, the best era of DC is Man of Steel. Basically, Zack films are divisive because he took chances, but it's very common to see people saying years later, I rewatched Superman of Steel and now I appreciate them, what they're doing. I want to rewatch them too. Basically, Zack films are aging like fine wine because not everyone has a lot of. Uh, a lot of people are saying that, but they for some reason they went a completely different route. So the minister may be a slight shock to the system and what we used to, but it grows on people. You know what I feel like this? I'm not sure if you're a Star Wars fan, but it's kind of like Andor versus other Star Wars projects. Andor is very, very different. Very, very, I hate to say it, grown. This is Superman being different, being more grown, more mature. And I think that's exactly why I'm like, I could see why either you love the new Superman or you hate it. And I'm almost sure if you love this version, there's no way you're gonna love like the new version. Oh wow, okay. The movement is growing. Because at the end of the day, money talks. So like I said, we won't know what direction any of this stuff is really going until a few weeks, maybe even months from now. Oh, this guy's from this show I used to watch about a doctor. I think it's called The Good Doctor, The Good Something. Hold on. Yeah, The Good Doctor. Yeah. Even though, like, in New York, you legitly saw a bunch of people dressed up like Superman, like, for at least a week, I'm just surprised number-wise that it didn't do a little bit better we know the money's there. Minecraft definitely proved that. Lilo and Stitch definitely proved that the money's there. The question is, are people compelled to leave out their house to spend money to see it in the theaters? And so far, I said, yeah, you're doing better, or you're on track on what they predicted. But for a movie that's getting such good word of mouth, I personally thought it would do better. No, I will give this movie credit. This feels super realistic. Is this Luther being messy as always? Some of the Snyder online buddies had a CS truck billboard going around New York on July 11th. I didn't see it. But that's one thing I noticed about Snyder's fans. They mobilize in such a way, they're very vocal. So I feel like when it comes to the DC stuff, I'm not as well. Like, for example, with Star Wars, I'm very well versed in it. I'm like in the community. This is my first time ever doing DC content ever. I'm just familiar with it because I grew up with it, as opposed to like being like in the fandom. No clue. So it's like it's hard. It's hard to say. And based on my movie superhero preferences, being a Marvel fan, I could see why I resonate more with the new one. So, not saying this one is bad. I'm just saying it's just some preference, I guess. But Barrel's like, nope, this is not. What's your favorite 3 Superman's, Barrel? Yeah, I heard. That I heard. I'm very curious to see how week 2 goes for Superman Legacy. Mm. Oh, we. Notice the studio is already lowering expectations of Superman. They know underperforming, they have to try to get ahead of it. Yeah, I think the biggest challenge they're gonna have is fighting Fantastic Four. And it's crazy, I'm not even like a Fantastic Four fan. I know my brother used to force me to watch it, and all I remember is that thing, Mr. Thing or whatever that thing is called. I don't remember it like that at all. I just remember being like, oh my God, JR, really? I'm only checking it out because if I don't watch it in real time, the internet's going to destroy it for me. Think about it. They rebooted to something less successful. There's a chance if the movie has legs, but it's unlikely. I would say with all the good feedback, it should be performing better. That's what I was like, But did you hear the controversy where people were accusing the studios paying influencers for their reviews and stuff? That was bananas. Might be truth in it, may not, but there's nothing like organic feedback. Like when I gave my review, I stand by it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to see it again very, very soon. And actually, a lot of people I saw loved it. There was one guy, I forget his name. I think it's JC Films or whatever. He said some really negative things about the new one. Everybody was coming for him. I was like, poor baby. He's like, it's just my opinion. It's not funny because you should never be attacked for your opinion. It's like, dang, y'all, you didn't have to come for him. A lot of that good feedback is paid for. If that's true, that's where they made the mistake, and that might be some of the reason why the numbers are not there because you don't know who to trust. And I'm just like, even if something's hated, let it rock. And I really think James Gunn did a good job on Legacy. He should have just let it rock. This Superman is dark. It is definitely what's that Batman is dark like this? Something in the way. What is that? He's giving me that energy. Common knowledge. WB partially owns Rotten. Oh, I did not know that. Shut up. It's crazy that people think they did. They won't. But oh, wait. It's crazy that people think they wouldn't, but review. Even some critics have come out and said some of us don't even watch the movies. Shut up. I did not know that. Because everybody be acting like Rotten Tomatoes is like the Bible of reviews. Oh my God, I hope integrity. How do you feel about the message from Superman's parents without spoiling it? That's another part people seem to hate. And do you think it's a real message or it's going to be retconned? Okay. I don't consider that I don't consider that pay per se. Like there's this girl named Snarky J. She gets invited to stuff and she still will she'll rip someone a new one if she hates it. Actually, I need to check out her Superman review because she's harsh on stuff. Super freaking harsh. But I respect what she says. I'm like, I never had a chance to see her review yet. They know if they give it back, they won't get another invite. True, But Snarky J doesn't care. I'm not sure if she got invited to this one, but I know she got invited to a Marvel thing. And when I said, or Disney thing, when I said she ripped them a new one, I said, I'm one of those people. If I ever got invited to be on that list, if I don't like it, like for example, I did get to go someplace recently, and I'll be honest, I couldn't stand it. It was the Smurfs. I can't. That movie was so meh. I said, I'm glad. I'm glad they didn't ask for my review. All I got was free popcorn and soda. I think I missed the other stuff, but I was just like, ugh. Go straight to freaking streaming, please. I think you should be honest, even if you don't get another invite. Like, I know, like, for example, I get stuff all the time, but they never tell me I have to like love it. So, but I get it. You want to keep having access, but you should never go about that way because people know when you're lying. Because once they like, I do have to review something soon, and the item sucks. And that's exactly what I'm going to say. I paid for it though. But whether I pay for it or it's given to me, it gets the same love. That's true, and that's sad. But I'm telling you, I think we start figuring out who those people are when we know something legitly sucks, and there's like, oh, it's the best thing ever. And I'd be like, nah, you're lying. All caps. Shut up. Oh, wait. Who are these people? Who the hell are these people? Oh my God, this is really different. Man, it still has some of the best action scenes of all time. Okay. So are these people the prisoners from the 2000? Wait, the one that came out in the 80s? Wait a minute. They came here with a whole spaceship. General Zod, yeah, from the Superman 2, right? Bro, Snyder versus Superman could become like David Cornsweat's character development. James Gunn didn't really need to remove him. I'm so surprised I'm actually surprised he removed him because Henry was very well received. A lot of people loved him and were really upset when they went a different direction. I do love David Cornsweat, but I'm so surprised that they didn't continue with Henry. Oh, see what I mean? You're saying it's so different. It's kind of a shock to the system that what you're used to on repeat viewing when you're more prepared for what you're getting, you'll appreciate it more. I hear from all the time. It's very common. Whoa. And it's interesting. So when we were watching Josh's live, I believe Common Explain was on the was a special guest. Comic Explained is like really, really, really knowledgeable in comics. And he thinks that the Snyder fans will sooner or later come around to the newer Superman down the road. But I'd be honest, looking at this and looking at the new Superman, I don't know if I could follow that sentiment. I'm like, I don't know. It's really different. It's like, for example, a lot of us love, not a lot of us, but the ones that are really in love with Andor, where we're so concerned about future Star Wars projects because Andor is so real world that we don't want to go back to fantasy world anymore. We want our Star Wars to feel a little bit more real. So of course the next project that's coming out is the Mandalorian movie, and believe it's in May of next year. So that's what I can get. Like, if you love this Superman, I could see there's no way that you could like the new one. It's like night and day. That's why I was like, huh. But I think because I'm such a Smallville fan, and it feels like it's part of a Smallville ecosystem, that I fell in love so much with David Cornsweet's Superman. You know? I said, oh my God, I love me some Tom Mullins. I hear that from people all the time. Is very common. Nope, no way. Right? I'm just saying that was Common Explains hot take. That's not happening. Oh my God. Snyder fans won't come around. They are continue to get organized and grow their movement. So it's not my hot take. Dinner of Nerds. It was the last live that came on a few hours earlier. It's probably one of the longest lives I've ever seen Josh do. And it's funny, Josh stays fighting or talking crap about James Gunn. And I was surprised he liked it because, you know, him and James literally got in a fight on Twitter or X a few years ago. So I was like, I was surprised that Josh liked it. Night and day, indeed. If WBD was smart, they would just make in simple terms, a dark, serious adult universe, and also the James Gunn universe. That would be fine. Well, you never know what will come from the box office numbers and the overall feedback. There might be a happy medium. Oh, wait. It's one of those things, like, realistically, if Superman existed in our world, more likely it would be received in a negative way, especially when people are threatened by power. But people aren't going to start liking the exact style of film they dislike. I dislike the Jor-El stuff in the new film. I kind of wish I saw this before watching. I wonder if me seeing this after changes my perspective too. Huh? Hold on. My friend's looking for me. Give me 1 second to respond. So I haven't been on my other channel for a couple of days, and I guess people are like, girl, are you good? Oh God. What is going on that I got all these messages? Hmm. Sorry, y'all. I had to answer some messages. Something big's going on my other channel, and I'm just debating if I could figure out if I could afford to go. Zack Snyder is the best visual director I've ever seen. My wife, a photographer, is also amazed at his vision. She likes to say you could pause anywhere and it looks beautiful. It does. Mm. Oh, oh. But Zack Schneider's daughter died. Meanwhile, it really affected them. Do you think it would be possible, like, let's say if it was shot in this really cinematic type of way? I'm trying to, how could you? There's something about this that works because it does feel real world, but it's so heavy. But I wonder, would it be possible to have shot it in a really like cinematic real world kind of way, but still have that message of hope? Like, if, for example, the Superman Legacy feels like, I don't know if you guys ever watched the WB series like Arrow, Flash. It kind of feels like something like from that, but made better for the movies, but it had like kind of that tone. And again, I stay watching stuff like that. So I'm like, but it's definitely giving me Star Wars versus they call it Dave Filoni's Star Wars. It's so interesting how this all changes. No, Warner Brothers used Zack Snyder's daughter's suicide and is accused to remove him from the film. Oh wow. I can't get into details, but unfortunately I can relate. And whenever you lose a child, especially to something as deep as that, it changes a person in such a way. And I wonder, I wonder why Warner Brothers made that decision. Not, wow. I'm sorry to hear. That's actually really, really sad. Really, really sad. Warner Brothers is definitely going through a lot, though. I've never seen so much instability in my life. And I remember they were the IP when we were kids / teenagers. The mobilization of, yeah, that you're right. I'll be honest, you're right. But that probably started with those shows on the CW, to be honest, or the WB. Because I remember me and my boyfriend used to always watch all those shows, every single one of them. A boyfriend at a time. We're not together anymore, but you know what I mean. And it's interesting they're going that route only because Marvel's going through a weird shift themselves. They have not been this same since the end game. Oh, 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 oh. I'm assuming you're not agreeing with the title. Mm. Zack delivered $1 billion BTS, but they butchered it before release, cutting it 30 minutes, and then pulled it out of the theaters early so it wouldn't hit $1 billion. That's, oh, wow. So the butcher version gets 873 million, which is very impressive, by the way. So I live in New York, and sometimes when there's chaos, here comes the silly New Yorkers. They all just stand around. You know why you never see me with footage and stuff like that? Because I know to leave. Y'all can send me the footage for those that were, I don't want to say dumb enough to stay, but I'm not the kind of person to stick around. I was like, oh, that looks dangerous. Sometimes I'll have a clip-on camera and clip it somewhere on a sign and hope to find the camera when I come back. But I personally never ever left the camera behind, but I do have like an Insta360 Go. So, but the point is, I'm out. Like, Superman should not be telling you guys to go inside. Dumb people just go inside. A lot of studio BS around Zack's film. Lots of lies. The Flash had a cut version of Henry, and they kept a goodbye for Bruce, but not Henry. Wow. I didn't see the Flash one, but I heard it was super good. The reason why I didn't watch it because it was so much drama surrounding the actor. I was like, And honestly, I'm so more accustomed to Barry's Flash and from the CW, so I was like, you know what? Between the drama behind the actor in the movie and my preference for Flash on the CW, I never saw that movie. James butchered the Flash. They knew if the Flash was no, but I do remember there was a lot of drama with that actor, like a lot, and it was really bad stuff, allegedly, like really freaking bad. Initially, I was gonna watch the movie, but I was like, I'm not putting my money out for that. Oh, oh, now this is a fight. Hoo-hoo. Wow. Oh, you can feel the bones breaking, my lord. Right? I'm weak. They got Sears in the background. I don't know what year Sears went out of business, but they are long gone. I'm still a chubby girl, but I was chubby when I was little too. And my mom used to buy my clothes from there because that was the only place to have plus size clothes in the 80s. The struggle of being a big girl. Now a big woman. Well, now it's not a struggle at all. Everybody's big now. But when I was little, there wasn't a lot of chubby people at all. Now everybody fat now thanks to fast food. Notice the product, right? I said Sears. That used to be my mama's gold place for like appliances and stuff. This is before Best Buy took over. Mm. Oh, whoa. James Gunn wanted a marvelous feel. That's why he keeps going to Sarah Miller and Jason Mimosa. Mm. Oh. I'm shocked about Ezra Miller because I'm just like the tea on him allegedly is really effing bad. There's bad and really effing bad. That's element. I was like, oh, thanks. Put your gun away. It's pointless. Wow. Mm. Mm. Dude, just leave. I can't. You're a human. Just go. Huh. Huh. Oh my gosh. These people are vicious, just like the second one. This film is titled Manitou because he's not really a fully formed Superman yet, more like a rookie on his first day. That's what people don't get. He was building up the more hopeful, optimist. Oh, that would have been a nice character development. Basically, they never gave it a chance to evolve to that. It's interesting in original Supermans, I feel like the first two were really good and the last two were really bad. It's like you would think it'd be the other way around. Like one would be okay, and then two would be better, and three would be even better. But no, not original Supermans. I think my number one criticism with Warner Brothers superhero IPs, they could never stick to a superhero. How many Batmans have we had? Even with the Superman, you've had 3 Supermen from 2006 to 2025. Pick a Superman and stick to it. Oh, yeah, I did see it, but surprisingly, that is not my favorite at all. I can't stand time travel. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. The whole thing is like the backstory to how Superman got you. But I forgot, someone mentioned something about money. I think, where is it? This Superman is not as kid friendly, even though kids are very sophisticated compared to like, I was a kid in the 80s compared to us. But I think kids could handle stuff like this, but maybe they were going for something more Marvel s- Marvel size, more kid friendly-ish, less dark. But I would have loved to seen this version of Superman become more optimistic, more hopeful, mixed with this cinematic look. Woohoo! What? Holy! Basically, DC's Infinity Game way, so they stopped Zack right as he finished up his universe. It wasn't 150 films like Marvel. It was 5. Wow. Superman will be a cameo character more like the main characters. I could see that. 5 films with options for spin-offs, but the core is 5 films, and that's why fans are so annoyed. Additionally, the final 2 films could have been filmed in one production. Because by no means, Man of Steel wasn't a success. It was a great success. That's why I'm like, I wonder what's really happened. So to conclude Zach's story, it literally just one more production, 2 films, 1 production. They real there's no there's really no excuse not to do it. Hence spin, 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 spin. For sure. You guys know when it comes to Holly weird, It's so political, so I actually when I I went to school to make films and stuff. I never got into it. By the time I graduated college, YouTube was already forming. And I just chose to be independent. I'm still struggling. I still work a regular 9 to 5, but the point is I chose not to go into that industry. It's very political. And it's funny, like sometimes I'll get job offers to come back and I'm like, no, I'm good, dog. It's very political. You have to stroke everyone's ego. It's just for me, it's too much. Like I'm a New Yorker to a fault. I don't filter, and that's not good for me. It's not good for a business like that. So if you ever hear that silly Snyder fans want 100 more Snyder movies, that's not true. The reality is we just want a conclusion. That's fair. Literally one film production, just FYI. And James Gunn is officially shut up. That is now that that is a harsh comparison. Yeah. It's crazy. When I was younger, all I ever wanted to do was be part of that. I graduated film school in 2010 and I don't know, I saw enough just even on a student level to know like, nah, it's not my thing. Even though I love all my classmates but it's like once you get into the real world, it's really different. Very political. And if you don't kiss the babies and do all the right things, you're pretty much out. I feel like the New York division of it's a little easier, but New York has a lot of production stuff, like morning shows and stuff like that. But yeah, I can't say I'll never rock with Hollywood, but I'm good on that. Honestly, if you guys get a chance to check out Josh's live from the Den of Nerves lives, he kind of touched on that. No, watch it in segments because it is longer than normal. But in his chat, a lot of people were like, "Oh, we don't like the new one. We don't like." Like one person said, "Josh, I want my money back. I can't stand the new one." I was like, "Ouch." You know what I do like about the new one versus this one? I do like that, like the Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern. I like that he he needed help from other people. Like one person legitly cannot do it all. Like I said, I kind of wish there were elements of this mixed with that. But the funny thing is, if things don't work out for whatever reason, then they're going to reboot Warner Brothers all over again. I'm going to be pissed. I was like, that's the problem. If this chapter doesn't do well, then they're going to do another reboot, and you know it. Oh, I will. Actually, I'll definitely. Let me see my schedule tomorrow. I probably could see it tomorrow. Um, or at least I like it. I do like it, but the tone is so different from all the other ones. But I get it. Like this is Superman growing up. Yes. Oh, maybe a year from now or whenever it works out for you. If it grows on you, for most people it does. They're selling WB off. I heard WB off in parts. That's why they're lying right now about the box office numbers. WB's in trouble, and we all know that. It's not it's not connecting yet. It's connecting in comics, but maybe not so much. So I'm not a comic head. I'm a movie head. It's giving me Dunes energy. And Dunes 2, epic. But it's, you know what's interesting? This is the part that I find interesting. The tone's different, but the tone was successful, right? Maybe I don't know what. Let me see the box office numbers. I'm sorry, Batman versus Superman box office. So right, which you mentioned earlier. So the numbers were there. So Batman versus Superman, definitely the numbers were there, as mentioned earlier, 874 million. So I don't think it was a number game. It was probably a politics game. Because I was like, the numbers were there. They could have moved forward in this energy. But when it grows on you, you realize the details and thought he put into this film. James Gunn's multiverse movies with Henry will take another decade. I'm done. I tell you, Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was 700 million. I mean, it's still high. It's good. Yeah. So I said it's not a numbers game. It's a politics game. So I said if something looks good, if it looks, it's not like it's a bad upgrade. It's just a different upgrade. I think Josh's hot take. I think Josh. Don't quote me though, Josh. If not that you will ever watch my channel, but I'm almost sure Josh said he likes Man of Steel versus Superman. I gotta go. Actually, I'm not gonna watch this 5-hour live again, but it's like that I'm not doing again. I'd rather watch the movie. And they butchered Batman versus Superman that was pulled out of theaters early. And to make it worse, they announced the real 3-hour version would be available on Blu-ray 3 days before the. Wow, that's crazy. They never do that. They essentially told audiences, hey, the Batman versus Superman was coming out in theaters 72 hours. It's not the film. The director intended that. That story I do remember hearing. I do remember that, which is so crazy. But we make it available on Blu-ray. Wow. Oh, be nice, Mystic. I can't. I'm a casual fan. I love learning all sides of everything. You always want to know both sides of everything. At least I do. Why does this look wait, what? Whoa. 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 Oh my gosh. I remember one time I left my building and bricks just fell out of nowhere. And thank God not one person was around. For a few bricks fell. It was like so much damage. They redid the building, by the way. Hopefully that will never happen again. Right? Mhm. So, Mystic, let's change the subject just a little bit. What is your favorite Superman period of the now 8? I'm still laughing at you comparing James Gunn to Catherine Kennedy. My soul is done. Like, that is like the worst insult. Awkward. So I thought keywords is done. Mm. Mm. We still have 25 minutes. Oh, you mean the ending of Superman Legacy? Let's see if I can remember. You're talking about the relative that popped up? I thought that was really, really. Oh no. Yeah, we still got 24 minutes. But I'm not gonna lie, this is good. if you're replacing the Snyderverse, then it should be better than that. But it's okay for me. Seeing the quality level of this compared to what we got now, I'm not gonna lie, it is a downgrade, but it for what it's worth, it still works. Does that make any sense? It's kind of like when I mean, no shade to Dave Filoni or anything, but when we go see the Mandalorian movie next year, coming from Andor, I'll be honest, I'm nervous as hell. I hope I enjoy it though, because I was like, we just came from the world of Andor. No, there's a huge difference. And the only comparison I can think of is literally coming from an Andor amazing world building, realistic world, and then going back and we haven't had any new projects since, but we will in a few months. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be interesting. But it's funny, I never got one of my videos did go viral, and it's specifically about the suit because I didn't get the suit thing until now. I was like, I don't get it. It's on the villain. I'm not gonna lie, I hate this Lois though. I even dislike. I hate. It's like I was like, I don't know what's worse, this Lois or the one from Superman Returns. I'm like, bruh. I was like, the Lois, that's a no for me. Right? I was like, the Lois, that's a lose. Could you imagine a world with these daggone criminals running it? Hell nah. I'd have chosen humans too. It would be like Lex Luthor with real power. It would have destroyed him in the end. Oh, that's a good question. I honestly don't know, but I'm going to be honest. All Star Wars coming out after Andor, I am really nervous about. They got to work on their writing big time. I heard, but remember, I don't know if you saw Ahsoka season number 1. Thrawn wasn't threatening. Like I like my villains like Darth Vader. I want to be terrified, or even Lex Luthor. I know comic wise, Thrawn is a badass, but in the freaking Ahsoka season 1, I was like, yeah, all right. mm. Oh my God, could someone just kill this man already? I gotta go. You cray cray. Mm, mm. Is that a possibility? Was that a rumor? I know there was rumors that he could have been a Wolverine. I mean, at least we got the cameo in the last one. Okay. You know, it's so crazy to come from Man of Steel. Again, I still love the new Superman, but it is a jarring, huge difference. You're like, bruh, y'all couldn't find a happy medium here. Wow. And then, of course, the stupid humans are still freaking observing. Take your mortal behinds in safe quarters. I remember one day, I can't get into details, but I remember like super details, but I remember we had a shootout at work. It turned out it wasn't a shootout, but we didn't know that. And I just remember everyone leaving the building and surrounding the building. How does that make any sense? It's beyond me. I left at the time my mom was still alive, trying to get a gauge like what's going on in the city so I know where to go. So then of course she wanted me to go home, but one of my coworkers that I care about was missing. I'm like, I can't go until I find them. But I just remember, like, why would I be around the building if it's a freaking real shootout? Make it make sense. I was like, if you see chaos, idiots, don't stick around. There was another time the whole city smelled like gas. So I called my boss. I said, yo, my friend said her area smells like gas. And of course, my area, but me and my friend, best friend at the time, we worked nowhere near each other. Once I found out it smelled like gas where she worked, I left. So then she's like, hey, Trish, where are you? I said, home. Why am I sticking around? The whole city smells like gas. Peace out. Like I said, you won't see me stick around. Oh, wait. This is probably the most realistic Superman I've ever seen in my life. It looks like hell on earth with all these fights. Whoa. Still don't know where Henry is in Marvel. Yeah, he only had that cameo with Deadpool and Wolverine. That's about it. Wow. Pluck his eyes out, Superman. What is your problem? Thank you. That's how you do it. Snap his neck. They were saying that he's acting as Wolverine in the really, huh? I cannot wait. So how you supposed to do a snap a neck? I swear to God, this reminds me of the argument. So they call Andor Star Wars for adults. So this is Superman for adults. I'm so done. Funny. Oh. Of Man of Steel. I would have to rewatch this for sure. Notice the scream after the neck snap. It's a callback to him screaming at the end of Superman. Oh, that's a nice detail. I'm done. We all think he's kind of hot, sis. Dang. The muscles are muscling. Makes me want to go to the gym first thing in the morning. No, there's no. Oh, snap. I just gave you a shout out earlier. What's up, Christian? There's no way you think it's the worst Superman ever. No. The worst is Superman 3. It's like, oh. Right, the numbers say otherwise. I'm like, no, this is. I'm surprised with they went Batman versus Superman for the second Superman. I think that's where they dropped the ball, in my opinion. You know what I think this movie lacks for me? It shot well, cast decent. I still don't like Lois, but um. Oh, there he goes. There's elements of this that work in terms of the real world feel, but what I love about Dave Superman, his transformation from Clark Kent to Superman felt real. It felt like it was two separate people. Wow, I like this. I could even put it in my top 3, but I still like, as y'all said earlier, Superboy better. Oh, wow. It's missing that hope element. I mean, I'm gonna watch it again later on this week. Look, actually, let me just turn all this stuff off real quick. Oh, so I could just, wow. But I am surprised they went from such a real world Superman to something so it's just so different. I don't know if that's good or bad. I need to see at least another DC release under the reboot to like really have a feel where they're going. Wow, Zach was going to do and I bet you that would have been the more optimistic one. I'm still Team David in terms of Superman. It feels different. He feels like Superman to me. Studio rushed Zach into doing that so they can catch up with the Marvels after. That should have been the third film, right? Huh. Interesting. First, hold on, let me see if we can give a shout out. Give a shout out again to Christian Fandom Geek who is in this live, which means, oh my God. Oh, it's morning to y'all. I'm the one who should be in bed. Now that I think about it, good morning. It's a whole different time zone for you. I really need to get myself on schedule. I keep taking these naps and then it's forcing me to be up at these weird times. My thoughts about the movie, even though we did miss some of it because we were chatting, overall, this is really shot very well, very cinematic, very real world. If I had to compare it, it's giving me that, for those who watch Star Wars, that Andor, especially season 2, even season 1, that Andor real world, like this is what it really looks like to be part of like how it would look if it was in our real world. And so I do appreciate that. But it is lacking that hope. Of course, you get that hope at the very end, but it's just so dark. It's definitely not kid friendly at all. Even though, again, these kids are built differently. But just going on first impression / talking through the whole live, I could change my top 3 and put this as my third favorite, taking out number 2. So now my all-time favorite is 78, Superman. I'm still giving credit to Superman Legacy. There's just something about it that worked for me, including the stupid dog that a lot of people seem to hate. And of course, this one being number 3. Now, probably when we have streaming options for Superman Legacy, I'll watch all 8 again to see how I feel, because I feel like rewatchability is a real test. Sometimes, like for example, I love Superman 3 when I was a kid. I do not like it as an adult. No. But things change. Who knows? I understand. I love Dave. I really do. And it's so funny. I think it's his doubt of being a superhero and being vulnerable, especially when Lex was finally getting the edge on him, that makes it believable. I mean, we see that struggle here with this Superman as he's fighting Zod. Like, you feel that too, but he's really vulnerable in the new one. Some people did not like it, that they thought it was too much. Like somebody said, it always felt like Dave was getting his butt kicked. But I don't know. Especially when the way they set that whole thing up in the new one, there's metahumans everywhere, so he's not the only being that has powers. So it does make sense that that people can start evening up the playing field here. Zach didn't even like the title, but that's what okay, got you. Everyone had high expectations for Superman versus. Yeah, I'm telling you out the gate, I did see that one. I couldn't stand it. But we are going to change things a little bit. We're going to watch the extended one recommended by Integrity. I trust them. Because I was like, I didn't like the last one, so why see it again? Just remember, rookie Superman hints he's a Man of Steel, not a. Okay. Yeah, love it or hate it, it's the direction he went. In an ideal world, I wish there were elements of Man of Steel mixed with Superman Legacy. It would have been probably the most epic Superman period. Um, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with our IPs growing up, especially when I'm not gonna lie, these kids are so mature. So mature. Oh my God, my cousin's children are like so mature compared to us. Even kids from 20 years ago, they're just so different. So it's not like kids can't handle IPs like this. They could, but it is missing that hope element that I don't know. I'm hopeful even when you rewatch Man of Steel again soon, that 6 months from now or whatever, you had some time to let it sit, at least give it another shot and see it as it grows on you. I always love revisiting movies. That's why we're doing that whole MCU where I'm started seeing everyone from start to finish. To see like there's some like for example, I didn't really like Hulk when I was in college, but I love Hulk now. It's so funny how things change over time. Um from most people it grows on them. Yeah. Um I'm gonna rewatch Superman Legacy soon before this Superman series is over. And if I have time, I might add that recommended one you told me to check out, Integrity. So we might add another one. Cause like right now I'm enjoying the DC celebration, especially when my roots come from DC. One is the era I was born in, even though I was a kid when all this stuff came out. DC was life. I remember we had the cartoons, we had the Batman shows, we had everything, everything. So it's very DC heavy. And again, like I said, I was little, I didn't know the difference between DC and Marvel. I just like superheroes, but I remember my brother loved Batman and Superman. And so, of course, you start mimicking the people in your household. And somehow Marvel got on top, and the rest is history. And I've pretty much been in it. But my Marvel love definitely is more in my college years and adult years. So, of course, once I resaw 78 Superman and just all the Supermans in general, I said, this is the reason why I love superhero movies so much. It started specifically with Superman. So even though my brother loves Batman so much more, but I'm more Superman and he's more Batman. Yeah. Huh. But I can honestly see why the fandom is divided. I know on Josh's channel, shout out to Josh from the Den of Nerves Lives, I would say, and I'm kind of curious, maybe he has a poll. I noticed some people love Man and Steel, and the other half loves Superman Legacy. It doesn't seem to be like, a clear winner here. But oh, I'm sorry, I meant to pull this up. um Actually, I'm missing a slide. My bad. Oh, I hate when that happens. There we go. But I like it a lot. It is dark, but it's fine. Like I literally just came out the world of Andor. I feel like that's the vibration I'm in more now anyway. Um, you have to find the fan edit page. I think I'm going to add that one in because I was going to do a James Gunn movie marathon, but unfortunately I don't have time because Fantastic Four comes out literally in less than 10 days, and I need to prepare for that because I've never saw Fantastic Four movies either. Even though none of that's connected, I'm one of those people I love to see what came before it. So I was like, I don't mind finishing out this week with Superman. Now we're going to call it Superman Weeks because it's been 2 weeks now. Ambassador Glory of Superman's success, but I was like, I can't do the James Gunn thing. Maybe in August I might revisit all his movies or not revisit. Just I've just watched James Gunn's movies for the first time because my first and only James Gunn movie, I believe, was Superman Legacy, and that's it. So we'll see. I'm still trying to get my new team in order so I can go back to my normal YouTube life. I miss it. I miss going to bed at a normal time. But I don't, these are not real issues. Just glad to have a job, right? So our next one will be Superman versus Batman, the extended version. So it'll be a 3-hour watch. It's probably going to be late like the rest of them. So it is what it is. I'll try to start around 11:30 midnight, and hopefully, and then Wednesday though it will be much earlier because I have to go to my other channel. I haven't been there in like 10 days, and people are like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm here in Gadgetrish Land." If you can't find Superman Redeemed, I can get it for you. Hopefully it'll be on YouTube or somewhere. Hopefully. But I'm gonna have to say good night because I have another long day as always. Got you. You missed nothing. I was God, those two were annoying. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't care for either one of those at all. Oh, it's not on YouTube. Okay, so then we won't have a watch party, but then I just watched that privately. Got you. Thanks. All right, so in this case, actually, this is pending. I'm going to try to do this later on today. But if I can't, we'll just do it Wednesday because this is now 3 hours, and I'm not sure if I could do another long live. But for the rest of the week, it's all things Superman, no matter what. And then, of course, we'll do the Christopher Reeves documentary, and that will be the conclusion of Superman weeks. And then we're going to the Fantastic Four. I found some cool merch. I mean, I'm kind of like how I was with Superman. I'll be honest, I wasn't excited for Superman until like other people and TikTokers and stuff were like highlighting some of the cool things about it. But it turned out that I really liked it once I saw the movie. I'm hoping the same thing with Fantastic Four, but regardless, what else am I gonna do? Like, I love movies. So I will see you guys hopefully later on tonight. Let me get another power nap, and then I don't even know what my work schedule is today. Yeah, but I know I have something cool to do later on, so I was like, I gotta get dressed. Fun. So thank you guys a lot. Integrity, Christian Fan Geek, Dev. There's a couple other people earlier. Of course, Eric, who had to go to bed but always comes through, and everybody else who made this a very fun live. And thank you for opening up my eyes to the Man of Steel. Now, the question is this still the best Superman movie? For me, no, but it's good. Top 3. Yes, you could. My ex handle is Gadget Trish. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But for me, no. But I can see why for others, yes. It's so weird. It's like comparing Man of Steel and Superman Legacy. It's like comparing The Mandalorian to freaking Andor. You just can't do it. Is it all Star Wars? Yes, but it's not the same. It feels so different. Huh. That's a tough comparison, to be honest. It's really night and day. It's so disconnected, and they're both really freaking good, though. If that makes any sense. It's like, but I could see why people can't stand the new one. If you love Man of Steel, I don't know if you can love the new one and vice versa. It is that's how different it is. But you know what? No, actually, I'm being unfair because I love The Mandalorian and I also love Andor. It's just two different Star Wars. So there's room for both, to be honest. To be honest. But for me, it's not my favorite. But we know for integrity, he stands on business. For him, it is the best. They talk about having a multiverse. They open to continuing any universe except Zack's, hence an agenda. I would love to know the real tea. Because like I said, I know some of the insight from the Den of Nerds. Shout out to the Den of Nerds. That's my go-to. I met the Den of Nerds, not met, but he came across my timeline because he used to collab with Star Wars Theory. And this is when I first just started getting into the whole comic book community, which is back in 2020. So I really like Josh's take. Sometimes Josh be coming for their throats, but he's very honest. You could tell like he is not on nobody's special guest list. You can tell nobody calls him to do any special screenings. And that's I also like John Campea. I watch his stuff, but Den of Nerds I like a lot because he has that common explain guy, Robert, with him. And of course, he's a sweaty nerd too. So like when I listen to Josh and stuff, I feel like I'm like with my brother or my ex-boyfriend. Like some people, they could be like, comic book 105, it's like that kind of stuff. So a lot of things I know is because I watched the Den of Nerds. So maybe next live I'll give a shout out to Josh because I love his content. And like I said, if you have time, check out his live. It was almost 5 hours today. So that's why I was a little late. My nap / Josh. So with that being said, thank you guys again. Hope to see you in a few hours. I need at least 5 hours to reboot my energy. And then we'll be back later on tonight to see the extended version of Batman versus Superman. And thank you again for Integrity for all the amazing insight and information. Makes me want to kind of dig down the rabbit hole. I'm one of those people I like to investigate stuff. I love it. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. All right, guys. See you in a few hours. Have a good one. And that's it. Good night. Stay blessed. Bye.